Well, this trip to Florida really had me rethink the way I shoot and I use back button focusing. So let's get started. I used to think that back button focus was better than chocolate ice cream. I'm serious, because all wildlife photographers use that AF on button that we use for back button focusing. But then I started to realize that my thumb was always here, right, trying to acquire focus. And I have the ISO, I have the shutter speed, and I have aperture that I have to deal with. And it wasn't working, right? That one finger cannot do everything. Or if I had to readjust something, I had to get away from the back button focus. So at the end, I felt like I was actually missing quite a lot of shots. So I had a lot of clients who told me that they're not using back button focus. And I thought, I want to try it myself and see how it is. Because our cameras nowadays are actually so perfected that acquiring focus and shooting at the same time is really not much of a problem anymore. So I thought I would give it a try. And I reprogrammed my whole camera when I'm shooting wildlife so that now I'm focusing and taking photo right here on this button, my shutter button. And then I reprogram those two dials right here. My front dial is changing the ISO because I don't really care about my ISO. I'm a wildlife photographer, so I'm gonna have to push that ISO, and then if I have some noise, I can denoise it later. And then that back dial, well, I'm gonna use it to change my shutter speed, because really the shutter speed and the ISO is what I'm gonna change the most. My light is changing. I'm gonna change my ISO, or I'm gonna change my shutter speed, but I still wanna keep a high shutter speed. My aperture, very often, with a telephoto lens, I wanna be very far away from my subject, and so I will shoot wide open. And I find myself shooting wide open most of the time. To change the dials, just go into the clock, then select dial settings, then dial function, and I shoot with in M, so click on M if that's the case, then change your ISO with the front button, change the to shutter with your back button, and do the same for the lever number 2, so ISO and then shutter. So if you switch from 1 to 2, it's the same. And then for my aperture, I just click on the OK, and that's just how I change it. And that's it. That's super easy to do that. And that's just the way that I've been shooting in Florida. I've been having a great time. I actually went to Wakula Spring. It was beautiful. I took a boat ride.
This is the most dangerous type of gator to the mother.
Just go to Wakula Springs because you will have the best time with wildlife, and take that boat ride. You need to take the boat ride, and it's spectacular. It's only 45 minutes. It costs a little over $8, but this is going to be the best investment. I actually took this boat a couple of times. And then we spent a lot of time in San Marcos, and we had a great time with an osprey that was fishing. And here you can see in this photo, it's kind of like the kiss of death. It was just about to eat the fish. And I've been using those settings during that trip, and I think it's been working pretty well, and I'm going to continue. Right now I'm south of Gainesville in Sweetwater. It is an absolutely amazing park. We're seeing a lot of wildlife. I think that you saw a couple of things happening behind me. There is so much to photograph. I'm very, very thankful to be able to do this trip with the van. And in my next video, I will show you all the photos that I took using these settings. And if you missed the video from last week about what I bought for this trip, it is very, very minimalist. Then you can rewatch it right here. I want to thank you again for all your support. If you're not a subscriber, well, it's never too late. Click on the subscribe button, hit the like, and click on the bell so you know when my videos are coming out. And until then, happy shooting. Au revoir.